Listen carefully, because what I'm about to share might sound unusual at first, but it could very well be the missing key to bringing back the vitality, confidence, and intimacy you thought were slowly slipping away for good. Imagine for a moment that your body is like a finely tuned orchestra, where every instrument, your heart, your blood vessels, your hormones, your nerves, and your muscles, must play together in harmony. When you're younger, that orchestra sounds flawless. Each section of the body responds on cue, delivering the performance you expect without hesitation. But as the years go by, especially once you cross the age of 50, certain instruments in that orchestra begin to fall slightly out of tune. The rhythm slows down, the harmony fades, and what was once effortless now requires more effort. What if I told you that there is a forgotten spot on your body, a place most men never pay attention to, that can act as the conductor for that orchestra? A spot that, when treated with the right touch and the right natural ingredient, can help reignite those signals, open up blood flow, awaken sleeping nerve endings, and restore strength in a way that feels almost like turning back the clock. I know, it probably isn't what you think. I'm not talking about your penis. I'm not talking about lifting heavy weights, swallowing complicated pills, or following some rigid workout routine. I'm talking about a hidden control center, an overlooked area that has the power to influence your erections, your sensations, and your confidence in ways you may not believe until you try it for yourself. My name is Dr. Paul Walker. Over the years, I've worked with countless men over the age of 50, and I've seen firsthand how their struggles with energy, intimacy, and self-assurance take a toll not just on their physical health, but on their sense of identity. Many of them come to me feeling frustrated, defeated, and even embarrassed. They say things like, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore," or "I want to be there for my partner, but my body isn't cooperating." They've tried pills, supplements, and sometimes even invasive procedures, yet they still feel like something is missing. That's when I introduce them to this simple, science-backed technique, one that doesn't require complicated tools or expensive treatments. All it takes is one natural ingredient you can buy at any grocery store or pharmacy, a few minutes of your time, and the willingness to give your body the chance to remember how to thrive again. Now, before we dive into the details of that special spot and how castor oil plays a remarkable role in waking it up, I want to take a moment to explain what's really happening inside your body after 50. Because here's the truth, it's not your fault. It's not weakness. It's not a sign that you've failed or that your best days are behind you. It's biology. It's the natural wear and tear of a system that's been working tirelessly for decades. And once you understand what's going on, you'll see exactly why this technique makes sense and why it has worked for so many men who thought they had run out of options. The biology of erection, a team effort. Erections are often misunderstood. People assume it's as simple as getting turned on, but the reality is far more intricate. An erection is not just about arousal. It's the result of a coordinated team effort involving multiple systems of the body. Your brain sends the signal, your blood vessels deliver the rush of oxygen-rich blood, your hormones fuel the drive, your nerves carry the sensations, and your muscles, specifically your pelvic floor muscles, lock it all in place. When you're younger, all of these components work seamlessly together. It's like an elite team that knows every play by heart. You don't even have to think about it. But as you age, especially after 50, that team begins to slow down. Think about it like a championship-winning sports team where some of the star players are now past their prime. They're still on the field, still playing, but they don't move quite as fast, they don't hit quite as hard, and they don't always keep up with the pace of the game. Your erections follow the same pattern. The desire may still be there, but the physical mechanics that once backed it up so effortlessly need more support than before. Blood vessels, the first to show their age. One of the earliest changes happens in your blood vessels. These vessels are like flexible pipes designed to open wide and let blood rush in when you need it most. But with age, the lining of your blood vessels becomes less elastic. They stiffen, just slightly, but enough to make a difference. So when arousal kicks in and your body calls for that surge of blood to your penis, the response is slower. The vessels don't open as wide as they used to. The flow doesn't come rushing in quite as fast. And when it finally arrives, keeping that blood where it needs to be becomes another challenge. This explains why so many men notice that it takes longer to get an erection or that erections don't last as long as they used to. Testosterone, the fuel tank slowly draining. Next, let's talk about hormones, particularly testosterone. This hormone is like the fuel that keeps your engine running smoothly. It drives your desire, maintains your energy, and plays a vital role in the very mechanics of erections. But here's the catch. Testosterone doesn't just stay at the same level throughout your life. Starting as early as your 30s, your levels begin to decline, dropping gradually year after year. By the time you reach your 50s, you've lost a significant portion of that natural supply. It doesn't always happen suddenly, which is why many men don't even realize it at first. But your body notices. You may feel less motivated, less interested in intimacy, or simply less like yourself. That slow drain of testosterone affects everything from your mood to your muscle mass. And yes, your erections too. Nerve endings, the dimming of sensation. Another hidden factor is your nerve endings. These tiny messengers are responsible for carrying signals of pleasure from your penis to your brain. When they're sharp and sensitive, every touch, every caress, every moment feels electrifying. But with age, those nerve endings can become less responsive. It's not that they stop working altogether, but their sensitivity diminishes. What once felt thrilling may now feel only mildly stimulating. This reduced sensation creates a frustrating cycle. Your body doesn't respond as strongly, which leads to less excitement, which in turn makes it harder to maintain the drive and performance you want. Pelvic floor muscles, the forgotten clamp. Finally, there are your pelvic floor muscles. These deep muscles act like a hidden clamp, holding the blood inside your penis during an erection. They're the unsung heroes of sexual performance, and yet most men never even think about them. When they're strong, they lock everything in place, giving you firmness and staying power. But like any muscle in your body, if they're not used properly or exercised regularly, they weaken over time. Weak pelvic floor muscles mean weaker erections, less control, and less satisfaction for you and your partner. Put all of these factors together: stiffer blood vessels, declining testosterone, less sensitive nerve endings, and weaker pelvic floor muscles, and you begin to see why men over 50 often experience changes in their sexual performance. But here's the good news. Your body is tougher, more resilient, and more adaptable than you think. Even after 50, it has an incredible ability to bounce back. All it needs is the right nudge, the right encouragement, and the right tools to remember how to function like it once did. And that's where castor oil and that overlooked spot on your body come into play. When I first mention castor oil to my patients, most of them give me a puzzled look. They've heard of it. Of course, many remember their mothers or grandmothers keeping a dusty old bottle of it in the medicine cabinet, often used as a laxative or a home remedy for stomach troubles. Others recall it as an ingredient in old folk cures for everything from sore joints to hair growth. Rarely, however, do they associate it with sexual health, let alone improved erections. And yet, once they try it in the way I'm about to explain, they often come back with a look of astonishment and relief, telling me that this simple oil did what expensive pills and endless frustration could not. So, what exactly makes castor oil so special? Let's peel back the layers and look at the science, the history, and the practical reasons why this humble oil deserves a place in your nightly routine. A remedy rooted in history. Castor oil isn't some trendy new product cooked up by supplement companies trying to make a quick profit. Its use goes back thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians applied it to the skin and even used it to preserve the body in mummification, believing it had purifying powers. Traditional Chinese medicine praised it for its ability to move energy and clear blockages. In Ayurvedic practices in India, castor oil was valued for its healing and rejuvenating properties. For centuries, people have trusted it to ease sore muscles, calm inflammation, and support the body's natural healing processes. What's fascinating is that across these cultures, castor oil wasn't just applied to one area. People would use it on stiff joints, tired muscles, the abdomen, or even the scalp. Wherever circulation and healing were needed, castor oil became the go-to solution. And though they didn't have the microscopes or biochemical knowledge we do today, they knew, through experience, that this oil soaked deeper, worked longer, and healed more effectively than most other natural remedies. The science of ricinoleic acid. Now let's fast forward to modern science, where we can actually examine what's happening on a molecular level. Castor oil contains a rare fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, making up nearly 90% of the oil's composition. This single compound is the key to castor oil's powerful effects. Ricinoleic acid has three primary actions in the body. Anti-inflammatory properties. When tissues are inflamed, they become tight, irritated, and less functional. Inflammation is one of the hidden culprits behind declining sexual performance. It stiffens blood vessels, irritates nerves, and creates tension in muscles. Ricinoleic acid calms that inflammation, allowing the tissues to relax and restore their natural elasticity. Improved circulation. One of the most exciting discoveries about castor oil is its ability to encourage blood flow. When massaged into the skin, it gently dilates blood vessels and promotes circulation in the targeted area. For men struggling with erections, this is huge. Erections depend entirely on healthy, unimpeded blood flow. The more oxygen-rich blood that reaches your erectile tissue, the stronger and firmer your erections can become. Lymphatic stimulation. Your lymphatic system is often overlooked, but it's essentially the body's sanitation crew. It clears out toxins, waste products, and excess fluid that can bog down your tissues. A sluggish lymphatic system makes healing slower and reduces your body's responsiveness. Castor oil has been shown to stimulate lymphatic drainage, essentially cleaning house, so your pelvic tissues can function at their best. Put simply, castor oil reduces tension, improves circulation, and detoxifies the area where it's applied. And when you apply it to the right spot, the perineum, that hidden control center between the scrotum and anus, you're targeting muscles, nerves, and arteries that directly influence your erections. Why the perineum? Let's pause here, because this part is crucial. Most men raise their eyebrows when I mention massaging oil into the perineum. It's not a part of the body that typically gets much attention, unless perhaps at the doctor's office. But once you understand what lies beneath that small patch of skin, it starts to make perfect sense. Just below the surface of the perineum is the bulbospongiosus muscle, a muscle that acts like a clamp, helping trap blood in the penis during an erection. Without it, blood would simply leak back out, and firmness would be impossible to maintain. Over time, just like your biceps or your legs, this muscle can weaken. Castor oil massage helps relax and rejuvenate it, giving it the chance to strengthen and function properly again. Woven through this same region are branches of the pudendal nerve, the main highway for pleasure signals traveling between your genitals and your brain. When these nerves are sluggish or partially blocked by tension and poor circulation, your sensations dull. By massaging castor oil into this area, you're essentially clearing traffic, allowing those signals to flow freely again. Finally, this region is supplied by arteries that deliver oxygen-rich blood directly to the erectile tissue. Think of it like the main road leading into a busy city. If that road is blocked or narrowed, nothing gets through. But if it's clear and wide open, the city thrives. By massaging the perineum with castor oil, you're widening that road and ensuring that plenty of fresh blood can reach its destination. This is why I often call the perineum mission control for male sexual performance. It may look like just skin, but beneath it lies a cluster of muscles, nerves, and vessels that play a direct role in your erections. Treat this spot right, and you treat the entire system. A gentle awakening. So, what actually happens when you apply castor oil to the perineum? First, the warmth of the massage helps the oil penetrate deep into the tissues. Unlike many oils that simply sit on the surface, castor oil has a unique ability to soak in and reach the muscles, nerves, and vessels below. Within minutes, its anti-inflammatory properties start calming the tissues. The blood vessels open, circulation improves, and the nerves begin to wake up, almost as if they've been reminded of their true purpose. Many men describe a sensation of warmth, tingling, or a subtle buzzing in the pelvic area after a massage. Some notice it the very first time they try it, while others feel gradual changes building over days or weeks. The important thing is consistency. Just like retraining a muscle or relearning a skill, your body needs repetition to re-establish these connections. Beyond erections, the unexpected benefits. Here's something most men don't expect. While the main goal is usually stronger erections and better sexual performance, many discover additional benefits from regular castor oil massage. They report less tension in their lower back, improved bladder control, and even reduced discomfort from sitting for long periods. Why? Because the pelvic floor and perineum aren't isolated. They're deeply connected to your posture, your core, and your overall pelvic health. By rejuvenating one area, you often improve the others as well. In fact, some men even tell me they feel more energetic throughout the day, as if the improved circulation in the pelvic area has a ripple effect across their entire body. Others say their confidence skyrockets, not just in the bedroom, but in their daily lives, because they no longer carry that quiet worry about their performance. Why pills fall short? At this point, some of you may be wondering, why not just stick with the pills? They work fast, don't they? And yes, medications like Viagra or Cialis can provide temporary results. They force the blood vessels open and allow more blood into the penis. But here's the problem. They don't address the root causes. They don't strengthen the pelvic muscles. They don't rejuvenate the nerves. They don't restore natural blood flow. They're like crutches, useful for a short while, but never meant to be permanent. Castor oil massage, on the other hand, works with your body rather than against it. It encourages natural healing and retrains your system to function properly again. Instead of relying on an external push, you're rebuilding the internal foundation that supports lasting sexual health. The mind-body connection. One of the most overlooked aspects of this technique is how it reconnects you to your own body. In our busy, stressful lives, we often ignore subtle signals. We push through fatigue, brush off aches, and dismiss discomfort. Over time, this disconnection creates tension, not just physically, but mentally as well. By taking a few minutes to massage this area, you're not only improving circulation and function, you're also sending a powerful message to your nervous system. I'm paying attention. I'm listening. I'm giving you what you need. Pair this with deep breathing during the massage, and you magnify the benefits. Slow, deliberate breaths calm your nervous system, reduce stress hormones like cortisol, and create an environment where intimacy can flourish. Remember, sexual performance isn't just physical. Stress, anxiety, and self-doubt can sabotage even the healthiest body. This ritual of massage and relaxation addresses both sides of the equation. Up until now, we've laid the foundation. You understand what changes after 50, you understand the hidden power of castor oil, and you know why the perineum is such an overlooked but vital center of male vitality. But theory only takes us so far. The real transformation happens when you take this knowledge and put it into practice. And that's where the castor oil ritual comes in. Think of this ritual as more than just a massage. It's not simply rubbing oil on your skin. It's a deliberate act of care, a conversation with your body, a way of telling your system, I haven't forgotten you. I'm giving you what you need to wake up and thrive again. When performed correctly, this ritual combines the healing chemistry of castor oil, the power of touch, the release of tension, and the encouragement of circulation. Together, they create the conditions for your body to relearn what it once did so naturally. Preparing for the practice. The first step is preparation. Just like an athlete warms up before a game, or a musician tunes their instrument before a performance, your body benefits from a few small steps before the massage itself. Begin by ensuring that the perineal area, the space between your scrotum and your anus, is clean and dry. This is important not just for hygiene, but also because clean, dry skin allows the oil to penetrate more effectively. A quick rinse in the shower or a warm washcloth is usually enough. Next, choose your oil carefully. You want pure, cold-pressed, unrefined castor oil. This ensures that all the healing compounds, especially the ricinoleic acid, remain intact. Avoid oils that are mixed with fragrances or additives, as these can cause irritation or reduce the effectiveness. Pour about a teaspoon of oil into a small spoon or dish. Some men like to place the spoon in a cup of warm water for a few minutes, gently heating the oil so it feels pleasantly warm when applied. If you prefer, you can also warm the oil by rubbing it between your palms. The warmth isn't just about comfort. It also helps open your pores and encourages deeper absorption. Finding your position. Now, position yourself in a way that gives you easy access to the perineum while keeping your body relaxed. Some men prefer lying on their back with their knees bent and feet flat on the bed. Others choose to squat slightly or to sit on the edge of a chair and lean back. There is no single, right position. What matters most is that you feel comfortable, stable, and free from strain. Take a moment before beginning to breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, allowing your belly to rise, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this 3 or 4 times, releasing tension with every breath. By calming your nervous system beforehand, you prime your body to receive the massage more fully. The massage technique. With your position set and your oil warmed, it's time to begin. Dip your fingertips into the oil and gently apply it to the perineum. Start with light, circular motions, coating the skin evenly. Don't rush this stage. Let the oil sink in gradually, almost like seasoning a pan before cooking. Once the area is coated, increase the firmness of your touch. Using 2 or 3 fingers, apply steady but gentle pressure to the area. You want to press deeply enough to make contact with the muscle beneath the skin, but not so hard that it causes pain. Think of it as coaxing the tissue awake, not forcing it. Work in slow, deliberate circles, moving from the center of the perineum outward. Alternate with gentle strokes up and down the length of the area. Spend at least 2 to 3 minutes in this massage, though longer is often better. Remember, this isn't about speed or force. It's about presence, patience, and persistence. As you massage, stay connected to your breathing. Inhale slowly, and on the exhale, imagine tension draining out of the area beneath your fingers. Some men find it helpful to silently repeat affirmations during this process. Phrases like, "I am healing," or "My body remembers how to thrive." These small mental cues strengthen the mind-body connection and help you remain focused rather than distracted. Enhancing with heat. Once you've finished the massage, it's time to add another layer. Heat. Take a warm, damp towel and place it gently over the perineum for about 15 minutes. The combination of castor oil and moist heat is powerful. The heat further dilates the blood vessels, relaxes the muscles, and helps the oil penetrate even deeper into the tissues. Many men describe this step as the most soothing part of the ritual, a chance to simply lie back, breathe, and let the healing happen. Ideally, do this in the evening when your body is winding down. By practicing at night, you allow the oil to work overnight without interruption. Plus, the relaxation effect often improves your sleep, giving you another layer of health benefits. What to expect? Now, let's talk about what you may experience, both immediately and over time. Some men notice subtle changes right away. A feeling of warmth in the pelvic area, a gentle tingling or buzzing sensation, almost like energy moving through the tissues. Others may feel more alive in the area, as if the nerves are waking up from a long nap. These early signals are your body's way of saying, yes, something is happening here. For most men, more obvious changes appear gradually, often within 2 to 4 weeks of consistent practice. Morning erections may return with greater strength. Erections during intimacy may last longer and feel firmer. Sensations that once felt muted may begin to sharpen again, making intimacy more enjoyable. Confidence often follows. That subtle but powerful shift when you realize that your body is capable of more than you thought. It's important to understand that results vary. Some men experience dramatic improvements quickly, while others see slower but steady progress. Don't let this discourage you. Remember, this is not a pill that forces a temporary reaction. This is a process of retraining, healing, and rebuilding. Each session is like adding another brick to the foundation of your vitality. Supporting habits, the bigger picture. While castor oil massage is powerful on its own, you can magnify its effects by supporting your body with daily habits that encourage circulation, hormone balance, and relaxation. Start with hydration. Water is not just about quenching thirst. It keeps your blood volume steady and your tissues supple. Dehydrated tissues become sluggish and less responsive, while well-hydrated tissues function at their peak. Aim to drink water consistently throughout the day, not just in large gulps when you're already thirsty. Next, consider your diet. Certain foods naturally boost circulation and support hormonal health. Leafy greens like spinach and kale increase nitric oxide levels, which help blood vessels expand and deliver more oxygen-rich blood. Beets are another powerful ally for nitric oxide. Healthy fats, found in salmon, walnuts, avocados, and olive oil, provide the building blocks for testosterone production and keep blood vessel walls flexible. On the other hand, processed foods, excess sugar, and trans fats stiffen vessels and dampen hormone levels, creating roadblocks to your progress. Exercise also plays a role, but it doesn't have to mean punishing workouts. Even gentle walks increase circulation and reduce stress hormones. Specific pelvic floor exercises, known as Kegels, strengthen the very muscles that trap blood in the penis. To perform a Kegel, contract the muscles you would use to stop the flow of urine, hold for a few seconds, then release. Practicing this daily builds strength in your pelvic clamp, reinforcing what the castor oil massage is already supporting. Finally, don't overlook stress management. Stress floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that constrict blood vessels and dampen desire. By carving out time each day to breathe deeply, meditate, walk quietly, or simply rest without distractions, you create the mental conditions for intimacy. Your body follows the mind's lead. A calm mind tells the body, it's safe to relax. It's safe to perform. By now, you've heard the science, the steps, and the reasoning behind this simple castor oil ritual. You know why your body changes after 50, why circulation and nerve activity are so crucial, and why that small, overlooked spot, the perineum, holds such enormous potential. But if you're like many of the men I've worked with, there's still a small voice inside you saying, is this really going to work for me? That doubt is natural. When you've been let down by quick fixes, when you've tried pills or supplements that gave you side effects instead of solutions, when you've carried frustration quietly for years, it's normal to hesitate. But here's what I want you to remember. Your body is not broken. It is adaptive, resilient, and capable of renewal at any age. What it needs most is not another crutch, but a gentle reminder, a nudge that says, wake up. Remember your strength. Function the way you were designed. Safety and precautions. Before we dive deeper into encouragement and real-life changes, let's address an important piece, safety. Castor oil is generally safe for external use, but like any natural remedy, it works best when used with care. Always choose a pure, cold-pressed variety. Avoid oils that are blended with perfumes, colors, or chemicals. These additives may irritate the skin and interfere with absorption. Never apply castor oil to broken, irritated, or infected skin. The perineum is a sensitive area, and any cuts or rashes need to heal before you begin. If you experience burning, itching, or discomfort, wash the area gently with warm water and discontinue use until you can determine the cause. If you are taking medications for heart disease, high blood pressure, or circulation issues, talk to your doctor before starting this practice. Though castor oil is external and natural, anything that influences circulation may interact with existing treatments. A quick conversation with your physician ensures peace of mind and safe progress. And finally, pay attention to your body. Pain is never the goal. Discomfort during the massage means you're pressing too hard or holding too much tension. The sensation you're looking for is firm yet soothing pressure, enough to engage the tissues without creating strain. The subtle signs of progress. Many men expect fireworks the first time they try the castor oil ritual. And while some do report immediate tingling or warmth, for most, the changes arrive gradually, quietly, and steadily. Think of it like tending a garden. You don't plant a seed and expect a full bloom the next day. You water, nurture, and trust the process. Day by day, the changes are invisible, until suddenly, one morning, the garden is alive again. For some, the first sign is the return of strong morning erections. For others, it's a noticeable difference during intimacy, staying firm longer, feeling more sensation, enjoying more confidence. Still others describe it as a deeper, less tangible shift, a sense of aliveness in the pelvic area, a loosening of tension they didn't even realize they were carrying, a quiet but powerful reminder that their body is still capable of joy. This progress often extends beyond the bedroom. Improved circulation means better energy during the day. A more responsive pelvic floor means better bladder control. Reduced inflammation means fewer aches in the lower back or hips. The ripple effect of caring for this one area can surprise even the most skeptical man. Stories of renewal. I've lost count of how many men have returned to me after trying this technique, eyes bright with relief. One man in his late 50s, who had struggled with performance anxiety for nearly a decade, came back after just 3 weeks of practice. He said, "Doc, I didn't just get my body back, I got my marriage back. My wife sees me differently now, and I see myself differently too. Another man in his early 60s told me that he hadn't woken up with morning wood in years, and he had assumed it was gone forever. After a month of consistent castor oil massage, those morning signals returned. He laughed as he said, "It's like my body is 20 years younger when I wake up." These stories aren't miracles. They are simply the body responding to care, to attention, to circulation and healing. And they are available to you, too. Patience over perfection. One of the most important things to remember is patience. Our culture is obsessed with instant gratification. We want a pill, a drink, a shortcut that solves everything now. But true healing doesn't work that way. True healing is steady, cumulative, and lasting. Each time you massage castor oil into your perineum, you are layering progress. You are re-educating your nerves, strengthening your muscles, and encouraging your vessels. Even if you don't notice dramatic results right away, trust that the work is being done beneath the surface. Just as a tree grows roots deep underground before you see the branches above, your body is laying foundations for renewal. Beyond the bedroom, the bigger impact. Let's step back for a moment and look at the broader picture. Yes, this ritual is about stronger erections and renewed confidence and intimacy. But it's also about something larger, reclaiming control over your health and your identity. When men lose confidence in their sexual performance, it often bleeds into other areas of life. They may avoid closeness with their partners, withdraw from social situations, or doubt themselves at work. They may carry a quiet shame, convinced that something essential has been lost. But when vitality returns, even in small ways, that shame lifts. Suddenly, energy flows back not just into the bedroom, but into conversations, ambitions, and relationships. I've seen men start new hobbies, reconnect with their partners, even change careers, all sparked by the simple confidence of knowing their body is still capable. Sexual health is not isolated. It is intertwined with every aspect of life. A closing message of hope. If you take nothing else from this conversation, let it be this: your body is not finished. Even after 50, even after years of frustration, even after you've convinced yourself that decline is inevitable, your body holds the power to surprise you. With the right care, with consistent practice, with simple tools like castor oil and attention to your perineum, you can reclaim strength, sensation, and confidence. Don't rush. Don't compare. Don't let doubt steal your chance at renewal. Begin tonight. Take 5 minutes, warm a teaspoon of castor oil, find your comfortable position, and start. Feel the warmth of your own hands, the steady rhythm of your breath, the gentle awakening beneath your fingers. Trust that this small act, repeated with patience, can ripple through your entire life. I believe in your body's ability to restore itself. I've seen it happen countless times, and I know it can happen for you. So try this castor oil spot massage. Do it with consistency. Support it with hydration, healthy foods, gentle exercise, and moments of peace each day. Watch as your body remembers, as your confidence returns, as your vitality awakens. You are not alone in this journey. Thousands of men before you have taken this step and rediscovered themselves. Now it's your turn. This is Dr. Paul Walker, reminding you: take care of yourself, listen to your body, and never stop believing in its power to renew.